and boom shakalaka, girl. It was the DCF. That's what I'm doing, done messed up. Hey, welcome back to another video nobody asked for. I'm Sarah, and today I'm going to talk about my experience with the DCF. And if you don't know what DCF is, it's basically the Department of Children and Families. And they're the people who can take your kids away from you if you don't act right. So this isn't me trying to call my parents bad people or whatever. In fact, it's not that at all. They didn't even do anything wrong. But I'll get to that later. Once upon a time, back in 2008, I was sitting in Spanish class, minding my business, when I'm called to the office. Mind you, I was a good kid in 6th grade. I started becoming bad sometime around 21. So I was definitely still a really good kid, didn't do anything wrong. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm getting called to the office. Yikes. 11-year-old me was scared. I'm kidding, that's not true at all. I need to stop telling fairy tales. I was a horrible child in 6th grade. I'm kidding, that's not true. Anywho, I get called to the office, and some random lady introduces herself to me. I'm pretty sure she told me she was from the DCF. I don't remember. 2008 was a long time ago. She starts asking me a whole bunch of questions.
Asking all them questions. Why are you asking all them questions?
It's about my family and my parents. Mostly my parents. And, well, I was an honest child, so I told the truth. I did maybe a little mention that my parents may or may not have hit us. I mean, not like abuse, but like as discipline. I know not everybody thinks that hitting their children as discipline is good, but hey, to each their own. I think I came out pretty great, even though when people raise their hands, I flinch. It's okay. I came out great. Don't worry. Oh, I forgot to mention, when the lady was asking me questions, she also asked me about my older sister, because this is the main reason why they showed up. But anywho, after interviewing me, I go back to class, I'm like, oh, that was fun, that was great, that went well, I think, you know? Had a blast. So later on, I go home, we watch Beverly Hills Chihuahua. It was exciting. We hear a knock on the door, so my parents, they go open the door, and boom shakalaka, girl. It was the DCF, and I'm like, this can't be good. My parents, they weren't thrilled because, you know, most parents aren't very thrilled when the DCF comes a knocking. And turns out I might have said too much because now they were investigating, and that's when I knew. Oh man, that's when I'm doing done messed up, girl. When the DCF is investigating your parents to see if they're fit to be your parents. They were on our case for like 2 years. Just my bad. I'm kidding. It wasn't my fault. It literally wasn't my fault at all. See, what happened was my sister, my older sister, she has Down syndrome. And she has Down syndrome pretty severe. You know, she doesn't really say much of anything, and her mental capacity is that of a child. I guess her teachers assumed, because they asked her questions like, oh, did somebody touch you here, did somebody touch you there, and she said yes, but I don't think she knew what she was saying yes to, and because of that, the teachers decided to call DCF. And before they actually came to talk to my parents, they interviewed me, which I thought was weird. But anywho, they showed up at my house, started asking all these questions, and I was like, oh man, what did I do? I thought it was all my fault. I'm just sitting there having just like, oh no, my parents are gonna get in trouble because I told them that they hit us. Darn. Shouldn't have done that. Sorry, I was 11. I was a very honest child. Okay? I learned to lie after that. Essentially, I guess the DCF was trying to find out whether or not my parents or somebody else was abusing my older sister, because that was the assumption, and that's why they were called to investigate in the first place. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. I mean, as far as I remember, they would come to visit periodically and talk to us or whatever, and then there would be these ladies who would come see my sister like a couple times a week. There was this one lady named Sarah. She was really cool. I liked her. Not just because we have the same name, but because she was really nice and she was really down to earth, and she would play games with my sister and she would give her candy and sometimes she'd give us candy. And that's when I discovered the game Jenga. There was another lady named Amy. She also would come as well. I think Amy eventually stopped coming because my dad did something to make her uncomfortable. I mean, he didn't do anything like creepy or inappropriate. It's just he did something that she was uncomfortable with, and yeah, she just was like, yeah, I'm not gonna come there anymore. Like, deuces. And then some other lady who looked very similar to her, funny enough, started coming. That was really cool. Didn't get taken away. Had a blast. So such an uneventful story. That's all I have for you today. If you didn't hate this, you could like, subscribe. You can watch my last video or any of my other old videos for that matter. You could follow me on all my social medias. The links will be down below. Well, not links, the ads. I'm not going to put no links there. And I will see your lovely, beautiful faces in the next one. Or you'll see mine. Ha 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 ha. I can't stand myself. Bye.
S to the A to the R to the